So guys, if you've been wondering why Inec rigged the election, here is the answer.
And you allow one person to appoint everybody that will supervise that election. And this person is a key player. He's also a very strong player in the game. You allow Mr. President to appoint the Inec. Not only does he appoint Inec, also the national commissioners, and even the man that is supervising it at the state level, and down the line like that. And you expect Inec to play magic. What kind of magic can they? These people are also interested in their own welfare too. It's a human nature tendency. So
guys, he's saying that it was Buhari who appointed Mahmood and other senior officers of Inec. And how would you expect them not to do the bidding of the man that appointed them? They will want to please Buhari because they know he was the one that appointed them. Don't forget, Inec is said to be an independent body, but you can see the level of influence.
Whatever Inec view is, as far as this election is concerned, our report, we stand by it that this is what we were able to gather as a situation, and which is Inec failed the credibility threshold we gave them.
Inec failed in the credibility threshold that was given them. Everybody knows that Inec rigged this election. Honestly, everybody knows that something went wrong. And when the opposition come out to say Nigerians voted for us, and you keep wondering which Nigerians voted for them. It might further surprise you to know that some of the staff of Inec are even card-carrying members of the opposition parties, like the APC.
They have political leanings. Some of them are biased, some of them are card-carrying members of political party, but they still went ahead to, appoint those people to those positions. On the part of Inec, from 2015 to 2019 to even from 2011 elections, already be crying about the result collation process as the weakest link of the electoral process.
Talking about rigging election, we all know that Buhari's spokesperson has come out to say that Buhari didn't remove subsidy because he didn't want the APC to lose election. So Nigerians have to keep paying for the sins of our politicians.
A little more easy to decide. Some people think that it's about cup 3/4 full and cup 1/4 empty. Or cup, filled up 1/4, as the case might be. In other words, Inec promised a full cup, or perhaps deliver just a quarter of the cup that was. And Inec is saying, no, there were more positives in this election than negatives. Do you agree with Inec?
To an extent, I agree with Inec. And I blame Nigerians themselves, ourselves. We should blame ourselves. Here you are, you now put somebody in charge of such a sensitive, assignment like conducting elections for this country. And you allow one person to appoint everybody that will supervise that election. And this person is a key player. He's also a very strong player in the game. You allow Mr. President to appoint the Inec. Not only does he appoint Inec, also the national commissioners, and even the man that is supervising it at the state level, and down the line like that. And you expect Inec to play magic. What kind of magic can they? These people are also interested in their own welfare too. It's a human nature tendency. So what I'm talking about is that we have to look at the fundamentals. And the fundamentals here, which we know, that's why I say we blame ourselves as Nigerians. West report has talked about these things. Every other report that even the EU and they also mention things in that respect, that no transparency, the fundamentals were not properly in place. So the point I'm making is that Nigerians should, and especially the National Assembly, Mope, you are aware what happened before we even got what they call, which now has turned out to be a kind of swindle. When National Assembly said they gave us automatic transfer,
transmission of results.
Transmission of results from the polling unit. You know how much Nigerians had to fight. Before they had to go and bring somebody from who has no relevance to what we're talking about, that to come and prove what is not right, that is right. I'm talking about the capabilities of the network. We know that in the farthest bush that you can talk about, you can use trial, you can use other RTUs that are enabled by way of satellite. You can transmit data, wherever you are in this world today.
But you maintain...
So the point I'm making...
Yeah, in that particular report, and you see INEC, consistently saying, look, there were more positives in these elections than there were negatives. From your own assessment, where you sit, what are your thoughts on it?
Then, when they brought the issue of Bvas and I realized, okay, this is a game changer, that, okay, this time around, we are departing from the norms to something new. So we had high hope about it. Of course, most Nigeria can assure you came out to vote because they believe that this particular technology is going to be a game changer. They are going to vote, and they believe that their votes are going to be, the result is going to be the reflection of what they voted. But on the election day, on the presidential election, presidential and national assembly election day, we had this jolting surprise that people cannot upload results in the RF portal. And then when you see the results being uploaded, you see some of them mutilated, some very blurry. And you'll be asking your question if the INEC ad hoc staff and the other officials undergo any training at all for them to be coming up with such kind of incompetent output. So for us, we stand by our statement that INEC failed in some aspects. Of course, they did well in some aspects. In terms of accreditation of voters and all that, they did very well. That's the Bvas machine. It worked very well. And of course, we'll be monitoring the Bvas machine from the introduction, from when they started in off-cycle election in Ekiti, Ondo, Osun State, and Anambra. We checked all those things. During those times, the turnaround time of the Bvas machine is about 5 minutes or so. But in the general election, it took less than 1 minute to accredit voters and get them vote. Then,
don't forget that INEC has so many strategies where they want to influence an election, apart from uttering figures on result sheets. Another strategy is late arrival of INEC staff and materials for the election. Don't forget that INEC also uses this strategy of them starting elections earlier in areas where their preferred candidates have their strongholds.
And materials. And the question we keep asking is, what is it that is always holding INEC on election day from deploying materials to locations on a day that the whole place will be shut down? There's no vehicular movement, there's no human movement, the whole road is free, but yet you cannot still move items from one point to the other. The case in point is in Abuja, for instance. We have one of the best road networks in the country, but right here, in some places in Amak here, INEC couldn't start election till midnight of the election day. So the question we're asking is, how can people maximize the turnaround time of Bvas when they are not even available? The INEC are not available there to conduct the election. It's what a lot of people turned out to vote, and they went back home out of frustration. So it becomes an anticlimax in his own stead. Then the other point is, during the transmission, we had challenges of not being able to transmit presidential results. We were able to transmit that of National Assembly result. The question we're asking is, why did we have that kind of discrepancies or technical glitches on election day, despite all the assurances that the Bvas and the RF machine is a game changer? Of course, we've confirmed that it's a game changer in the off-cycle election I've mentioned, because during the Osun, Ekiti, and other off-cycle election, before 12 midnight, about 90 or 98% of the results are already available on the RF portal. So the question is, what went wrong?
INEC, what went wrong? What went wrong, INEC? Why would you do this to Nigeria, considering how much Nigeria spent on this election? I mean, money that would have used to build strong institutions, to build good hospitals, to impact the lives of Nigerians. And you know what? Nobody is being prosecuted for all this crime that we all saw with our bare eyes. Accountability remains the question.
So accountability. And if people can get away with this kind of things in a system that we are aspiring, we are hoping that it's going to be we are going to be leaders, which what was.
That part of sabotaging the elections, some people will argue with you because INEC did not complain that sabotage.
I'm not talking about INEC. I'm talking about those who even appoint, those who put INEC in place. I'm talking about the presidency itself.
Do you think the current administration will want to prosecute anybody when they feel that the election went their way? But don't forget, we are still at the tribunal. No doubt we have overwhelming evidence. Everybody in Nigeria knows that something went wrong in this election. Even those in the opposition parties, they all know that INEC did a bad job. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching.